Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a hidden enemy that millions of us are facing every single night. And the scary part? It happens completely quietly. There's no pain, absolutely zero warning signs, and by the time symptoms actually show up, cardiologists warn it might already be too late. We're talking about how your perfectly normal, seemingly harmless bedtime routine could actually be placing your cardiovascular system under some serious strain. We're going to break down exactly how this happens and, way more importantly, how you can fix it.
So, take a second and really think about it. What is the literal last thing you do before going to bed? For a lot of us, it's endlessly doom scrolling through social media, maybe raiding the fridge for a quick midnight snack, having a nightcap, or, let's be honest, just lying there totally stressed out after a long day. We treat these as just ordinary, relaxing ways to wind down, right? But here's the great irony. According to heart specialists, these very habits are teaming up to place a massive burden on your heart, exactly at the moment when it should be resting the most.
Section 1. What is nocturnal dipping? The biological ideal. Okay, let's dive into this.
You see, your heart doesn't just clock out when you fall asleep. It keeps right on working. But sleep is meant to be this absolutely critical recovery period for your entire cardiovascular system. During deep, restorative sleep, your heart rate is supposed to slow down and your blood pressure is supposed to drop. It's like hitting a reset button, allowing your body to repair blood vessels and dial back systemic inflammation. In fact, this nightly drop in blood pressure is so crucial that doctors have a specific name for it: nocturnal dipping. And here's the terrifying part. When this natural dip gets interrupted or just doesn't happen the way it should, your risk of a heart attack, a stroke, or other cardiovascular issues shoots way up.
Section 2. Habits hurting your heart. The unseen culprits.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that it shows the direct chain reaction between our favorite evening habits and actual physical heart strain. Take heavy late meals, for example. When you eat right before hitting the hay, your body has to divert all this blood flow and energy toward digesting that food. That means it is actively fighting against your heart's natural desire to power down. Over time, that repeated nighttime strain contributes to high blood pressure and weight gain. Then we have alcohol. Now, a lot of people think a drink helps them fall asleep. And sure, it might make you drowsy, but it completely wrecks your deep sleep cycle. Worse, it can cause your heart rate to literally spike in the middle of the night. And then, of course, there's scrolling on our phones. The blue light from the screen suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone. But honestly, it's also the content that's keeping you awake, spiking stress hormones like cortisol right when you should be winding down.
Actually, jumping back to alcohol for a second, it goes way beyond just missing out on deep sleep. Studies show that regular drinking right before bed can literally trigger irregular heart rhythms. It's a condition doctors sometimes call holiday heart syndrome, and the wild part is, this can happen to perfectly healthy people. Crazy, right?
And this brilliantly illustrates the literal battle happening inside your body based entirely on how you end your day. On the left, we've got the ideal scenario: putting the phone away, letting go of the day's anxieties, and letting the nervous system just wind down with nice low cortisol levels. But on the right, look at what happens when you read stressful work emails in bed or go to sleep angry. You are keeping your sympathetic nervous system, your fight-or-flight system, wide awake. It is just pumping out cortisol and adrenaline. Chronic activation of this alert system at night is heavily linked to hypertension and heart disease. Basically, your body thinks it's running from a bear while you're just trying to get some shut-eye.
Now, beyond our conscious habits, there are silent physical threats too. Poor sleep position or untreated sleep apnea are massive ones. Sleep apnea causes repeated pauses in your breathing throughout the night. And every single time that happens, your oxygen levels drop, and your heart is literally forced to work overtime just to compensate. A lot of people have no clue they even have it until a partner complains about their snoring or gasping. If left untreated, this keeps your heart under massive strain and significantly raises the risk of high blood pressure and strokes. But the good news here, it is highly treatable once you actually get it diagnosed.
Section 3. Practical ways to protect it. Cardiologist recommendations.
So, the crucial point is that you have the power to change this starting tonight with a clear action plan. First up, try to finish eating at least 3 hours before bed. Give your body time to digest so it isn't competing with that natural blood pressure drop. If you absolutely have to snack, swap the heavy stuff for something light, like a handful of nuts. Next, limit that evening alcohol, or, just have it earlier in the day so your body has time to process it. Also, set a digital curfew. Put the phone away 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Swap the scrolling for a physical book or maybe some light stretching. You've got to address your stress too. Try journaling or deep breathing to really let that fight or flight system power down. And finally, if you're constantly waking up exhausted even after a full night's sleep, please go get checked for sleep apnea.
Section 4. The role of consistency, beyond the nighttime routine.
Because, as you might guess, this all feeds into your entire 24-hour cycle. What you do while the sun is up is intrinsically linked to how well your heart rests at night. Going to bed and waking up at the same time regulates your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. If your schedule is all over the place, like staying up super late on weekends, you just confuse that internal clock, putting extra strain on the heart. On the flip side, moderate daytime exercise, like a good walk or cycling, vastly improves your blood vessel function. Just avoid vigorous workouts right before bed, because that raises your heart rate and body temperature right when you should be cooling off. And of course, keeping your daytime diet low in sodium and processed sugars naturally reduces overall heart strain, which paves the way for a much better nocturnal dip.
It is super important to remember here that one late-night slice of pizza or one stressful evening is not going to ruin your heart. Rather, it's the compounding effect of these choices over decades that truly matters. Small habits, repeated night after night, add up to an incredibly meaningful long-term impact on your cardiovascular health.
Now, before we wrap up, it's incredibly important to note that if you are experiencing physical symptoms, you cannot rely on habit changes alone. If you're noticing chest discomfort, unusual shortness of breath, heart palpitations, excessive daytime fatigue, or swelling in your legs and ankles, these can be signs of underlying heart conditions. If you have any of these, you absolutely need to get a proper medical evaluation from a healthcare provider.
Your heart works relentlessly for you, every single second of every single day. No breaks, no vacations, no complaints. It is remarkably resilient, and honestly, it's never too late to make a positive change. You don't have to overhaul your entire life by tomorrow, but ask yourself, will you give it a break tonight? Start with just one small change. Eat dinner a little earlier, or just leave the phone across the room before you go to sleep. Give your body the support it desperately needs to repair itself so it can keep you alive and well for years to come. So, what's it going to be tonight?